In this video, we are going to be talking all things pandemic related when it comes to your mental health and things that are actually realistic. For anyone out there who is struggling or not coping very well with the situation with the pandemic, I see you, I hear you, and I know you because I am one of you, right? I, however, have reflected and documented some things that really have helped me during this time. And I feel like my purpose on this planet is to help other people. And I know that sounds really weird. I genuinely feel like I was put on this earth to be there for people, to help people. There is nothing in the world that makes me feel more fulfilled or purpose than sending light to other people. That's what we're doing today. I've seen so much stuff on Instagram, as I'm sure you have, of just this, like, I don't want to say toxic because it's such a strong word, but such a forceful, like, come on, like, let's make the most of quarantine and all this, which is fine. It's so fine, and it's amazing if that's what you're doing and you are being extremely productive. But this video that I'm doing today is specifically for people who are struggling. And when you are struggling, you don't want to learn how to speak French, okay? You just want to survive. So I'm talking to you from that angle because you are a warrior. Okay, if you're dealing with any mental health issue right now, you are a warrior and you're also sunshine. Don't forget that, okay? That's what you are to me. This video can be for people who regularly have battled with mental health issues. However, this video is also for people that haven't, because I know with this pandemic, a lot of people who are normally quite mentally stable, who have never really experienced depression, anxiety, stresses, all of a sudden they're coming across this weird experience where people are losing their jobs, people are losing family members, people are getting sick, and we also have this incredibly uncertain feeling of, when is this going to end? When will my life get back to normal? We've lost our structure, we've lost our routine, we've lost our sense of stability. Therefore, for a lot of people in the world, they're going to be feeling completely out of whack. And for those who aren't used to being on their own, for the first time having to sit with their own thoughts, that is just the breeding ground for bad mental health. It is also the breeding ground for healing. So I'm gonna get into my points now for this video because I just want to approach this as realistic as possible, guys. Like, this is just like a no BS video of how to cope and how to feel better. First thing I want to say is that we all have our own unique experience right now. We're all struggling in our own unique way, however, we're all going through the general thing together. So we do kind of understand each other, which is really refreshing in a way. For the first time in the world, we're all going through something together and we're all going to come out the other side transformed. I feel like kinder, better communication, more compassionate, and also we won't take things for granted anymore as much as we used to. Even just like getting a coffee, seeing a friend, like that's going to become so much more meaningful to us and so much more treasured after this. So I do feel in a way it is actually a really good thing in terms of how we interact with people. But what I'm saying that in terms of everyone having their own unique experience is, for example, I'll start with me. I live alone and my family live in Australia. I do have some extended family in the UK, but they live up north, so they're like 6 hours away from me. And in the UK, our lockdown system that we're currently in, which ends like next week, but it will continue much longer than that. We know it will. We just don't know when it will end, basically. My rules: can't see anyone. I'm allowed one form of exercise per day, and I can only leave the house for essentials, such as going to the supermarket or the pharmacy. I'm like 2 weeks now of not seeing a human being, of not talking to a human being, of being completely trapped in my apartment, just me and my thoughts. That is a recipe for, like, oh my god, pure disaster, right? However, I've gotten through it. Look at me, I'm here, I'm alright. I had my really down days, but I'm here, you know? And I'm gonna be so proud of myself when this ends and I'll be like, holy crap, I got through that on my own. My challenge is not going insane, okay? Because I'm by myself and I was really sick for 3 weeks and I'm still sick now. I will not get into that because I don't want to talk about that. Still don't have my smell and my taste, which is fantastic. This is the worrying thing, you know, I have to leave the house to go to the supermarket. I don't have anyone that can do that for me. And if I'm sick and having to do that, it's just, I don't know. I think the system's a little bit broken, basically. I think you should be allowed like a visitor if you live alone, but that's my own issue. Other people have significant issues when it comes to they're living with their family and there's conflict with their family, and then people are getting frustrated, they're annoyed, like there's so much different energy and negativity and everything, and it's really hard. Some people are living in a partnership and they're just fighting all the time and it's really difficult and they feel like they can't escape, they feel trapped. Some people who, I think this is the worst situation of all time, have broken up with their significant other, or this quarantine has taught them that they're not very well suited and they're just stuck together. Now that is incredibly hard mentally, so if you are going through that, I send you so much love, because that is really difficult. So although we have different situations of quarantine, we all have like the general experience of certain elements that can affect our mental health. So you're gonna have to learn how to become your own best friend. Now this is something that I went through a few years ago when I started living on my own, and I pretty much live a life of self-isolation. I work from home, I live alone, so I have experienced this for years. However, I did get like my breaks of being able to go out on the weekends with my friends and stuff, and that for me is what I really miss, and that's what I'm struggling with, is that not having any human connection. However, I think the following points are things that I have just been like, okay, this works. Okay, I need to share this with the world. First thing I want to say, which I think a lot of people struggle with, is that you are allowed to rest. And I'm not saying this in a way of like, you're gonna have to feel guilty about being lazy or anything like that. This is something that I struggle with so much, and yesterday I allowed myself to stop, and I feel $1 million today. I swear to God, having a day of just being like, just no, like I'm not doing this, I'm just taking the day for myself. My body is telling me that it needs to sleep. My body is telling me that it needs a break. I was going through this massive mental block, creative block. Like I filmed 4 videos this week and I hated all of them. I was in a really weird place mentally. I felt like I was overworking myself for no reason, because I didn't want to feel unproductive and lazy and like less of a human being because I wasn't working 24/7. And I was like, Danny, just stop, please, please. And I did. And I spent yesterday cleaning my house, reading and resting, and I cannot tell you how much better I feel in 24 hours just from doing that. A huge thing when it comes to this right now, especially because of your space, and I'm sure you've heard this 5 million times, but trust me, take a day to just really deep clean your space. And I mean like deep clean, like the dust, the skirtings, clear out your wardrobe. I swear to God, you will feel incredible for the next few days when your space is clean. It makes such a difference, because it is 100% true. Clean environment equals clean mind. If my bed was unmade right now, if I had stuff all over the floor, if it was really dusty and dirty in here, I would feel like I would not be doing well. So I often tidy up, you know, but I don't deep clean as often as that. So when I deep clean my house, I just can't tell you, like, oh my God, the difference. I'm speaking to you not as a therapist or a psychologist. I'm speaking to you as someone that goes through mental health struggles and knows what works for them. So that's just number 1 tip. Number 1 tip, clean space, clean mind. But of course, I mean like number 1 tip is the rest and recharge. Put yourself first. Stop worrying about, oh my God, I'm so lazy, I'm productive, I'm this, I'm that, whatever. No. Don't look at your phone. Don't be consumed by the news. Just sleep, just relax, just let yourself recharge, okay? We are like machines anyway. Like your phone, you can't be running your phone like 1% all the time. Like you have to charge it sometimes. You can't pour from an empty cup. All these cliche quotes, but they're quotes because they're true. They're true, okay? And also, resting doesn't mean being on TikTok and YouTube all day. I mean like genuinely sleeping and like cleaning and all that, you know. I find a significant difference in how I'm feeling depending on if I'm able to talk to a friend, a family member, or if I'm like completely on my own. I have a 10-hour time difference right now with Australia, so I can't speak to my family all hours of the day. However, I have 2 girls in my life who are the like shining lights, my best friends, who I absolutely adore, and if I didn't have them right now, it would be significantly harder. I met one of them on Bumble BFF. And before we even met, we were just like chatting back and forth for ages through texting. So I would highly recommend, if you are someone that struggles with loneliness because you don't have many friends and stuff, download Bumble and go on the BFF section, because yeah, I'm so thankful for it. And it means you'll meet friends who are in your area and you can just text about what you're going through, and they're on there because they want to meet friends, you want to meet friends, so it's already mutual from the start. Seriously, she is like one of the best things that's ever happened to me, and I met her on Bumble BFF, so I'm like all about that. I'm all about it. Obviously talking helps. It is difficult to talk to someone that doesn't understand, so keep that in mind. I have other people in my life who are amazing, positive, incredible people, but they don't understand how it can feel when I'm going through this. They can't relate to like being alone, no human contact, struggling a bit with my mind. They don't understand. They're with people, they're happy, and that's great. So I need to be careful as well, like with how you're feeling. If you tell it to someone that doesn't understand, it can often make you feel worse. But keep in mind as well, there are a lot of services out there like Samaritans or people online that you can chat to, someone that will actually understand and give you solid advice. I can be pretty certain here, whenever you feel the most down, whenever you feel the most desperate or struggling, it's when you're not busy. It's when your mind is idle. It's when you're just staring at the wall. Right? Keeping busy, I'm not saying this in the way of learn 50 million languages and do workouts. No, keeping busy can be watching a series. Keeping busy can be listening to a podcast. Keeping busy can be playing The Sims. By the way, I just uploaded my first Sims episode of my new series. If you want to watch that, I will link it in my cards. I know a lot of you wanted me to do a Sim series again, so I thought what better time than quarantine. Gaming, puzzles, watching something, podcasts, reorganizing your wardrobe, washing your clothes, cooking a meal. I bet when you're doing that, you don't feel the way you do when you're like completely alone with your thoughts. Now, I'm not saying that distraction equals healing. Of course it doesn't. The healing needs to come from like deep work, but have some to-dos, have some goals. To wake up and have no idea what you're doing that day, that is just a recipe for disaster. We are structured in a way where we need that routine because that's the society that we've grown up in. That's what we kind of need. We need drive, we need goals. I woke up this morning and I was like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do or what I'm gonna film. And then I sat down, I researched, I had to think, and I thought, what is the most important thing to me right now? It's not filming a morning routine, which is what I was gonna do. I was like, no, I feel like I need to send a message out. I need to do this. So I was like, okay, get ready, do this, do that. I listened to a podcast, I got ready, I'm filming this. The rest of the day I'll be editing it, then it'll be up this evening. So I'm keeping busy, but then on a day where I'm not filming, I will spend that day researching stuff for cameras, you know, researching stuff for editing. I will be cleaning my house, I will be taking Beans for a walk. It's just little things that just help to keep the day more fulfilled and give you some goals, because if you're working from home, obviously that's going to keep you distracted. But I know for a lot of people, they have lost their jobs. They are in a bit of this headspace of like, what am I meant to do with my time right now? So that's what I mean by keeping busy. And following on from that, a lovely way I like to keep busy and burns about 1 or 2 hours is my daily quarantine walk. So we're allowed one form of exercise a day in the UK, and I spend that with Beanie, and we go for a walk for about an hour or so. We currently have no restrictions in terms of like how far you can go or how long you can go. It's just obviously when I'm out, I just practice social distancing, like quite extreme, because I don't want to infect anyone, because I think I am still infectious. When I'm with her, we just make sure to stay away from people as much as we can, and I put on a mask or I put on a scarf, whatever, on my mouth, and we do that. And just being outside, oh my god, what a difference. The hardest part of going for a walk or getting outside or anything is putting your shoes on or putting your coat on. That's it. The minute you walk outside, you're like, oh god, this is so nice. Get your shoes on, get your coat on, put your earbuds in, listen to like a podcast or like a happy playlist. I have a really good feel playlist on my Spotify. I will link it below for you, but if you listen to this when walking, like I guarantee you, instant mood change. Which also, dancing around your room like an absolute idiot to this playlist, or any playlist that makes you feel good, instant mood change. Hello serotonin, that's where you were. Instead of sitting in the pain, wallowing in the pain and identifying with the pain and listening to sad music and crying all the time, it is good to wake up, be like, no, today I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna sit in it and wallow and make myself worse. I'm gonna put on this happy playlist, and then you'll find within like 5 minutes you're doing a little shoulder bop, and then before you know, you're dancing around your room, you're singing, you're like happy. So highly recommend music. Oh my god, and dancing around the house. That is like, saves me, honestly. Like, I just feel there's so much happiness and endorphins, serotonin and everything. And TikTok helps because there's obviously so many dances on TikTok that when you start practicing them and doing them over and over and over again, you get sweaty and you get like serotonin. So it is a great time. It's a great time to listen to music and dance. Following on from that point, the one word that I hate hearing when I don't feel great is exercise. However, it makes you feel a million times better. And I need you to change your mindset with exercise right now during quarantine. This is not for approval. This is not for how your body looks. This is not for getting abs or getting a bigger butt. It's none of that, right? Exercise during quarantine, especially if you're struggling a bit, is just about endorphins and feeling better. That's it. And then if you do get the benefits of feeling better or looking better in your body, great. Shift your focus on why you're exercising. If you're doing it for the approval of other people, you're not going to want to do it because you're stuck in your house, okay? If you get up and you just put on a video and you start doing a little bit of a workout, whether it's 10 minutes or it's an hour, the rest of the day you'll be like, I'm so proud of myself. I actually did it today and it took 10 minutes. All right, so next you can see that I have my makeup on today. You can see I've got my fake tan on still. I no longer have my lashes or nails. However, I am wearing my Danny Beauty Store lashes today, which are my brand. So I'll leave them in the link below if you want to buy my lashes because we're still shipping right now. But anyway, I'm done up today and I'm still fake tan. My hair's washed, it's done, all this stuff. Because if I let myself go, and I mean, it's totally fine to be wearing trackies and whatever all day. I'm not saying that, but I have a certain routine with like my appearance, and if I don't upkeep that, it does actually affect me quite a bit. I'm still putting on my fake tan every week. I'm still washing my hair every week. I'm still doing my makeup occasionally because it's what I'd be doing normally otherwise. And if I don't do those things, I actually feel worse within myself. My mood change when I put on fake tan is like so ridiculous. I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn! And then without fake tan, I'm like, oh, what the hell? If I know that I feel better when I pamper myself, when I have my hair done or whatever, then I'm going to keep doing it. Because I'm going to do anything right now that makes me feel better, makes me feel the most normal and the most myself. So that for me is a huge point. I did have like the first week where I was just like patchy fake tan, it was greasy, like all this stuff. And although it's easy to be that way during this time, for me, that makes me feel so much worse. So I'm not allowing myself to just like completely let go of self-care. Self-care to me is looking the way that I like my way to look. What? Looking the way that I like to look the most. And just keeping it up. I'm not putting on makeup every day. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that if I do feel significantly bleh, I do feel better when I put on a little bit of makeup or whatever. That's just the way that I am, because that's what my life is like normally. But yeah, I'm definitely keeping up my fake tan game. I'm still shaving my armpits. I'm still shaving my legs. I'm gonna quickly shove this in here while we're going through the points. A massive point to realize is that this is temporary. This is not gonna be the rest of your life. This is literally a blink in your lifetime. You ready for my cliche quote? All right, well, storms don't last forever. You don't see a rainbow without going through the rain first. We're currently going through the rain, except we're all going through the rain together and we're all gonna see the rainbow, whether it's in a few weeks, a few months. This will be over. This is not your life forever. And remember that. It's really, really easy to get in the mindset of like, oh my God, this is never gonna get better. I've lost all hope. How can I do this? I can't survive. I understand that. But the thing is, this will end and you have so much more to live for. You have so many more experiences that you still wanna have. I know you still wanna have them. So just hold on. This is temporary. This will pass. It will, 1,000,000%. As much as it feels like it won't, it will. And when you get through this, no matter what life tries to throw at you in the future, you'll be like, well, I got through quarantine on my own. I survived that on my own, and I'm now stronger within myself because I know I can get through anything. So trust me, hang on. You are needed. You are loved, and you have so many more better days to have, because the best days in your lifetime haven't happened yet. So keep going. When I was talking about self-care, another part which is really important when it comes to self-care is respecting your body in terms of what you put in it. I'm not going to be a hypocrite here and be like, oh my god, don't eat junk food, because I eat junk food every day. I have to do it. It's my balance. It makes me happy sometimes, so, you know, but I do make sure I have it in a balanced way. So I'm not just eating like rubbish all the time. So my breakfast, lunch and dinner are healthy, but healthy in a way that I enjoy. So that could be breaded chicken, like chicken schnitzel and a salad isn't necessarily healthy, but it's better than me ordering a pizza. So I would be like, okay, I'll do that. Still having treats, watching TV and having some popcorn, watching TV and having some chocolate, like whatever, who cares? Having a dessert, do it, fine. But don't fall in the habit of like extremely unhealthy all day every day, all you're eating, because you will feel like absolute crap. Could I eat cleaner right now? 100% I could. However, I'm trying to be healthy and balanced as much as I can, not for how my body looks, but for my mind, because it does significantly change the way that I feel. I'm having trouble breathing. I don't know if you guys can hear this. I've had this for a while. It's basically, I've been dealing with all this stuff, you know, in here as well, but I have lots going on everywhere else, but it's all good. I'm trying to like breathe enough to get through the rest of this video. Now, releasing that pent-up emotion in a healthy way is extremely necessary, because otherwise it will manifest into a breakdown, you know, because you've not released it properly. So you need to cry a lot. It's fine. Crying is amazing. The best release of all time. Talk to friends, journal, get it out. In some way you can just get it out, because the longer you leave it in, the more you're going to bubble up and the worse the breakdown's going to be. If I ever feel like overwhelmed or sad, or I've consumed too much media, or I'm just like, and I want to cry, I'm like, yes, because I know that as soon as I cry, I'll feel like $1 million afterwards. So just let it come through, let it hurt, and then let it go. And I just remember, we are all going through this together. And now more than ever, we need to spread our light to everyone. We need to be kind to everyone. Like, yes, we need to look after ourselves. We also need to check in with others too during this time. We just need to be good, nice people and be there for others as much as we can. We're all going through this, and remember, you have so much more to live for than this tiny little pandemic that will pass, and you'll get through and you'll be completely fine. There are so many better days coming, and please don't forget that. So I hope this helps someone in some way, and I will be here if you need me. Here is my Instagram, because I am very open about this stuff over there as well, and I want to help you in any way possible. But until then, I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you very soon. Bye.